Hey there and welcome to the Knitwits and Yarns YouTube channel. My name's Brendan and today I'm going to take you through an important part of the knitwear design process, and that is getting your design inspiration. So it may come as a big surprise, but we don't just wake up from a night's sleep with a new design ready to go. It does take a lot of time, and the process of getting your inspiration can come from a number of places, and it's different for every single designer out there. So the basic stuff is pretty much from nature, from books, online, and just the fashion industry as a whole. For me, online is one of those, I guess, kind of grey areas, because I don't want to be seen as someone who's going to copy someone else's design. So I try to minimize the amount that I look online and the amount of people I follow on my Instagram, because I don't want to cloud my own inspiration and judgment of a new design. So for me, that's kind of important, because I know knitwear designers put in a lot of time getting through the design process and releasing a pattern. So I don't want to go look at their design, get an inspiration from that, and then turn it into my own. So I'm a bit wary of doing that. I wouldn't want it to happen to me, and I wouldn't want it to do it to someone else. So I think a lot of my inspiration comes from the fashion industry as a whole, and just having a look at different aspects of it and then mixing and matching into a piece that I like. For example, this jumper that I'm wearing right now is my first cable jumper, and it's only got cabling right through the front chest panel. It doesn't have anything on the sleeves or anything below or on the back at all. I think this inspiration came from a different design that I saw, that it was just a chest panel. It wasn't at all like this, but I saw a cable chest panel and I thought, that looks great, and that could be an inspiration for my own design. And then I looked through my trusty stitch book. So books are an important aspect for me, looking through different cable designs and having a look at what will work, what might not work. And what I would do is, for me, I would do up a rough sketch of my actual jumper, how I want it to look, and then I would start to draw in the cables and hopefully match up my vision, which is often a difficult process. I would suggest having a look online for little bits of inspiration, but be wary not to go taking someone's full design. Maybe take aspects of the structure and then add your own stitches in. I think that's a great place to start. Also, a lot of people get ideas from nature, how different colors work and things like that. For me, the book's a nice, trusty resource. So this one's obviously inspired by Christmas, and I came up with this design based on my basic jumper structure, I guess. And then I went on an app called Chartminder, where you can start plotting different colors and start making up your own fair old design. And then I just worked from there. So there's a lot of trial and error when you are making a design or getting inspiration for a design. Sometimes things work in your head, but then when it goes onto paper and then into the knitwear, it might not flow through. An important process once you have that kind of inspiration is to do up a swatch to make sure that it kind of looks the way you want it to look as a knitted piece. So knitwear, it doesn't always work the way you want it to work. So it's always important to do up a swatch and just check to see if it works the way you want it to work. So this is going to be a future design for me. And these two ribs are different, and I wanted to just compare the two and see which one I liked best. The other thing to look at when you are getting inspiration is having a think about what you're actually making. So if you're making a jumper, you got to think about the different sizes, and same with beanies. For me, beanies, they're kind of easy. I have my set kind of structure of the beanie, and then I just input a different type of cable in there and a stitch count that can be repeated all the way around the beanie. So that's kind of easy for me. But when it comes to jumpers, we need to allow for the width when you're making bigger sizes. So you might have to add cables, take cables away, and that can impact your overall look of the design. What I would suggest is to keep it simple from the start. My design process was a long journey. I would just practice and practice different beanies, and then figure out the one that I like the best. And then I started to adapt that one and adding different cables, different colors, and so on and so forth. What I would definitely suggest is getting a book, a stitch book. They are full of different ideas. I would have a look on online, Instagram, Pinterest, and just even typing in knitted sweaters or something, knitted jumpers, having an idea of just what a knitted jumper would look like. And you can also look at kind of fast fashion as well. So fast fashion, in terms of like what a jumper or a beanie might look like structurally. But yeah, that's how I get my knitting inspiration. If you have any ways that you get your knitting inspiration, I would love to hear it. If you enjoyed what you watched or listened to, don't forget to subscribe, chuck a comment, chuck a like, and you can find me on Instagram at Knitwits and Yarns, and good luck with your own designing process.